Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of ReZero Starting Life in Another World on Season 2, which is on episode 46 of the over total number of episodes, or episode 8 of part 2 of season 2 of ReZero. Anyways, this episode right here looked like it was really simple, and when it comes to this big talk and conversations here and there, I think there was more of analysis to understanding the situation, though I suck when it comes to things when it gets too complicated here and there, but if anything else, let's just get this started, okay? We had to it that the episode, after going through such things like Garfield, Subaru, and Otto decide to go to the mansion themselves, while Subaru ends up leaving one thing behind and gave it to Ram? Yeah, I think Ram. I'm sorry. I always like to end up confusing the names. Hopefully I'm saying the right character, okay? The pink-haired ogre, if anything. Subaru ends up leaving something behind for Ram to use, so she could, possibly use it for, possibly have it for something else. But Subaru does tell Ram, don't be reckless, okay? And Ram's like, I'll do whatever I need to do. And, hearing that from you, isn't that a little too hypocritical? Or should I say, ironic? And then by that time, we had to that Ram ends up telling Amelia about the situation with Subaru, Garfield, and Otto decided to head out to go take care of something, And we had to it that Amelia ends up talking to Ram for a bit, and Ram ends up asking her in a very begging, politeful manner, please help Roswell open up his eyes to release him from his desired delusions, Because Ram seems to know what's going on with Roswell. I mean, she may have kept hitting, or she might have been hiding it throughout the time because, it's her own business, or no one else could actually help her, or anyone else, etc. But she's pretty much asking Amelia, if you could, get the throne and help Roswell out or something, that would be great. I mean, you'll get his wish to come true, but you gotta help him get this ridiculous delusions he has out of his head or out of his mind, because what he's doing is not really himself exactly. I don't know how to explain it, but Ram was asking Amelia to help out Roswell in overall context because of what he's doing right now is delusional. Eventually, Roswell was listening to a part of Amelia and Ram's conversation and ends up having to talk to Amelia about Subaru and about Amelia herself. Amelia does say, Subaru says I was a pain in the neck here and there, but ends up telling me to get up and move forward here, etc., Eventually, when it comes to Roswell talking to Amelia in the scene, I think there was some way he was trying to discourage her or maybe break her in a certain way, Whatever the case may be, he was trying to, maybe say something that could, put some negativity on Amelia. But Amelia does not give in to Roswell's, provocations of mental attack or something, but whatever the case may be, Roswell and Amelia exchange a couple words with each other, even though it seems displeasurable, and they talk about how Subaru became this kind of game factor or game-changing plan whatsoever, Eventually, Amelia decides to get on to her second part of the trial, while Roswell and Ram do exchange a couple words with each other, and Roswell does order Ram to keep an eye on Amelia, when she gets out. You hear me? That's an order. And we had to it that Ram, on the other hand, she ends up having to remember making a bet with, Otto or something, Because maybe Otto might have talked to Ram for a bit, and we get to see a flashback where Otto and Ram talk to each other, And they end up having to, exchange a couple ideas or possible, outcomes that we could get certain results we want, and maybe because of Otto's convincing, when we all know how great his convincing can be in terms of mental provocation, or should I say of exchange of what you want, etc. He ends up having Ram to be an ally to Otto when he fought Garfield, as one of the conditions here and there. Although there were 3 conditions that Ram mentioned or something, all I could say is that allowed her to help Otto, allow herself to maybe ally with Otto and Subaru for the time being, and maybe help out the situation here and there, Eventually, Ram ends up disobeying Roswell's order and follows him to the sanctuary where Ryuzu is at, the body of Ryuzu in the crystallized chamber whatsoever. And Roswaal realized, so, you decided to follow me after all this time, even though I ordered you to do something, you know? Ram, on the other hand, explains her goal, saying that I'm gonna wake you up from this ridiculous delusions here and there, and there's something about an oath, you know? When one lives by a sword, must die by a sword. When one lives by a magic, must die by magic. When one makes a deal with the demon, must die by the demon. Those oaths whatsoever, and you know, Roswaal and Ram end up talking to each other, especially when Roswaal has a book, a Tomb of Knowledge or something, or Tomb of Wisdom, whatever it is called. For all certainty, pretty much when Roswaal and Ram exchange a couple words with each other, you know. All I know is, if I had to explain the simple manner of this thing without a lot of detail, Ram is trying to stop Roswaal from doing something reckless, and that is making snow around the entire sanctuary. Because we all know, and we got confirmation that Roswaal was the man who made the sanctuary have snow, you know. And guess what? That alone attracted that crazy infinite rabbit multiplying monster eating little maggots. That much I can say. But knowing Ram and Roswaal are at each other's throats, and you know, even though Ram is very loyal to Roswaal, we all know that. We all saw that. Season 1 and Season 2. She's very loyal to him to the very end. But she wants to help Roswaal and wake him up and stop his madness from going a little crazy, you know? Because we all know Roswaal's doing this maybe for a certain reason. But whatever the case may be, we get to know that Roswaal's like, look, I know you want to stop me, but do you really think you stand a chance against me? That's my question. And we had to that Ram's like, no, I don't. But whoever says I was fighting alone. And we get to know that Puck is still there. I mean, he broke his contract with Amelia, and we do get to know that Puck worked with Subaru when he fought Garfield, you know? And by that time, we have to it that eventually Ram, along with Puck, decides to stop Roswaal's madness or work together to fight Roswaal, and they finally start their magic battle. And then we go to the very ending of the scene of this episode where Petra and Frederica gets ambushed by that crazy, bold, addictive murderer whatsoever. And Petra wanted to go help Rem, you know, because it's important to Subaru, and she wants to obey his wishes because that little chick flick lolly, underage, whatever she is, loves Subaru. But Frederica tells Petra to go, as she'll do her best to distract the bowl-cutting assassin, you know? But, you know, as the episode continues on, Petra's really worried, knowing that she can't really do anything, and asks Subaru for help. Subaru, on the other hand, shows up in the nick of time and pats Petra on the head and says, hey, what's up? I'm here. I sent a super strong ally to go help out Frederica, you know? And we get to know that the assassin lady, which apparently I don't know what her name is, but whatever the case may be, we did see her in Season 1, and she did mention that she had a nasty, clash against Reinhardt when she mentioned it implicitly, knowing that she decides to work herself further or to improve herself further, and that alone makes her dangerous to maybe handle Frederica alone. But, you know, we have Garfield on the scene, and Frederica and Garfield exchange a couple funny words with each other, you know. And I thought it was pretty funny, you know. I love you, Garf, but be careful with what you say, because when it comes to women nowadays, they tend to take anything offensive in any case, whether it comes to something of a word or something, but they tend to hit you hard enough. That aside to me flapping my mouth all the time, Subaru arrives at the mansion, ends up sending Garf to go help Frederica, and they end up getting ready to work together, and Garf telling that assassin woman, guess what, Black Bee? I'm ready to whoop your butt and send you to hell. Whatever the case, and we see to it that Subaru gets to Beatrice and gets ready to talk to her, which I look forward to, because we all know that this is going to be a little hectic from here on out. But there's one thing for certain: that little blue-haired bee whatsoever has yet to make an appearance, etc. But we'll have to see how that one goes out too. Anyways, looking forward to next episode, as things are looking really nice for now, with Garfield coming along, and ironically, his even though he's a half human and half demi whatever he is, he pretty much was able to get through the barrier because it won't affect him much. Which I go like, wow, are you serious? Whatever the case may be, that's good news for Subaru because he's gonna have some major help to take down the crazy assassin woman and that little blue-haired underage B. Anyways, looking forward to next episode and him happening to talk to Bieko or Beatrice. This is gonna be interesting, you know? Knowing that we all know her crazy rude demeanor here and there. But yeah, so until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot.